Phantasm, the delusion of a disordered mind, a phantom, a spirit, a ghost. Hey folks, this is Matt once again. Welcome to another review of the Phantasm series. And this time I come across Phantasm II. This is one I always enjoyed the most since I was I'd just say since I was a kid. It was always the one I watched the most growing up. Didn't see the other ones too much, but this is the one I saw a lot because it's like one of those 80s sequels to horror films that really played up the action, like Aliens, Evil Dead 2, but like Phantasm 2, it's like, okay, you have the first film, which is more of a horror film, but then you have the sequel, which becomes more of an action film. And I love that. I love when they do that. And Phantasm 2, once again, is directed by Don Coscarelli, and takes place right after the first film. Now, I know this one was Universal, which I think is why, like, overseas they can have a box set of this, but the reason why you're probably more than likely not going to get a box set of these films is that, well, pretty much Universal owns Phantasm 2. So you can get Phantasm 2 in the US by itself or in that 4-pack with a film called, I think it's Super the Rainbow, The Funhouse, and but you're not going to get a Phantasm box set. So yeah, your best bet for Phantasm fans is just to have a region-free DVD player and, you know, stupid thing. And get this. Stupid thing. Yeah, get this thing. But anyway, they got a bigger budget, and you had people like Greg Nicotero and I think Howard Birdman. And I know, actually, now the thing about Shout Factory is playing a collector's edition DVD of the film, so you may wait for that to get, special features. Probably like what's on this pack, I would think, but who knows. But Shout Factory is coming with a Phantasm 2, so look out for that. But I guess one of the stipulations for Phantasm 2, though, even though they got bigger budgets, they have more to play with, is they didn't want Michael Baldwin, who played the little kid in the first film, to be back in the lead. I guess one of the people that actually auditioned was Brad Pitt, weirdly enough, for the lead role of Mike, but it went to James LeGros. And I liked James LeGros in this film. I thought James LeGros did a really good job as Mike, who's now a teenager. And James LeGros, other films he's been in was Solar Babies, Near Dark. I didn't know he was in Batteries Not Included. Drugstore Cowboy, Born on the 4th of July, Point Break. Uh, I did not realize he was an Enemy of the State. Huh. Just looking through the films. Oh yeah, The Last Winter, that film he's in. And a film called Bitter Feast. Stuff like that. And I thought he did a really good job. Now it takes place right after the first film, and right off the bat, this is being uploaded the same time as the first Phantasm movie review. So I haven't read the comments for the first Phantasm movie, and I listened to the commentary as well for Phantasm 2. And I know I liked the first Phantasm, but one of the things I mentioned that I didn't care for was how confusing it can get. But I understand, like, listening to the commentary and stuff, that I'm guessing part of the reason they do that is so that the fans themselves give their own interpretation of the material, of why this happens or how does this fit in, and that it's more fun seeing the fans interpret the stuff. So I guess maybe that's a big part of, the really hardcore fan base for Phantasm films are. Um, it's not like I'm a dumb sock in the laundry. It's not like I'm a bubble-headed idiot. I don't mind having my imagination tweet, but uh, sometimes it's just like, okay, either I don't get it sometimes, or it's just, okay, it's 4 movies. Can you actually tell us, a little bit of something, something? But this one was always my favorite, and it was a lot of fun watching it again because it's kind of a road picture. Uh, it's not wall-to-wall action or anything like that, but it's definitely more of an action movie than the first film. And it picks up where the first movie left off. And this always confused me because remember at the ending of the first film, you're led to believe that everything was a dream except that ending. So I guess that really wasn't the case. And so in Phantasm 2, it takes place after Phantasm 1 where the kid gets pulled out. Reggie hears it, Reggie Bannister returning back as Reggie, and sees that he's been dragged away, and he rescues the kid. He does it where he fights off these evil dwarves, and like he turns up the gas and he climbs up and gets the kid, and they jump down and the house blows up. Now, it's one of those things where then after this, years later, and the reason I'm looking is to get some technical information just in case. Apparently, Reggie put James LeGros, Mike, in an institution for a few years. And during that time, he's getting like a psychic connection with this girl played by Paula Irving, and they have a psychic bond. And that the tall man will get into their nightmares and stuff. And I like the bit where he basically tells the doctor what he wants to hear, and the doctor says, "Oh, it was all a dream." And when he leaves, like, "The fuck it was," or something like that. Yeah, the fuck it was. That's kind of what I wanted Charlie Bruce to say in Fright Night 2 at the beginning. You know, Jerry Dander's not a vampire, and Charlie Bruce to say, "The fuck he wasn't." But I liked James LeGros in that moment. But then it's weird because he meets with Reggie Bannister, and Reggie finds James LeGros in graveyard. He's like, I dug a bunch up, and there's nothing here, no one buried. So it still seems like Reggie, not only does he think the first film was a dream, but apparently that the beginning of this film was a dream, because he mentions them, oh yeah, that time where, apparently you said I pulled you out of a building, the house exploded. Mike, that didn't happen. I'm like, that didn't happen? I'm guessing, now that I listen to commentary and I've watched a few more, again, I posted this on the same day as the first review, so if you left a comment on the first review, my review of the first Phantasm film, I didn't read it, of course. But I'm guessing the tall man can somehow manipulate people into thinking certain things. Because it seemed like throughout the series, because I've also seen Phantasm 3 as well. I watched Phantasm 2 and 3 back to back. That when it's a road trip, they want to find this girl, but they also want to find the tall man. That some people will hear like, oh yeah, there's a toxic spill over there, or oh yeah, there was a certain disease over there. So like the tall man like makes people see what they want to see. So like Reggie, he really did that, but then maybe he saw something else. That's why he doesn't believe it. So I guess the first film did happen, and I guess the beginning of this film, when the house explodes, does happen. Um, but then when they're going back, Reggie comes into a house with his family. Now I don't know if that's because in the commentary it says that's the same building that blew up. So is that supposed to be the same place at the beginning? Like the beginning of the film, that place blows up, and then when Mike, James DeGrosse, Reggie takes him home to Reggie's house. Are those two different houses? If that's not the case, how did it blow up once in the beginning of the film? Then what? It got rebuilt again and blew up again, or is Reggie's house? Is that another house? Even though it kind of looks the same. Maybe I'm just being an idiot, but someone can maybe explain that to me. I'm probably just being an idiot about that. but I'm going to admit it. But one thing leads to another. So Reggie's family's dead, so they're both going to go on a road trip to find the tall man. Uh, and great, it's not wall-to-wall action, but it's not too long a film, and uh, I liked Reggie Bannister and James LeGros. They had a good fun back and forth. I thought these two actors did a really good job. Reggie Bannister definitely. The first film, he was a little bit, just a little character. Here, he's much more of a lead, much more of a warrior. Like and you have them gearing up. So one gets off like a homemade flamethrower, and of course one of the cool weapons. Might even give the boomstick a run for his money, and that's the 4-barrel shotgun that he, goes like this, you know. I've seen Phantasm 2 and 3 again. Now, I don't remember. Maybe he did this in Phantasm 4. Maybe he did. So, if so, disregard. But has Reggie ever used that shotgun on an actual sphere? Maybe he does in Phantasm 4. Again, I haven't seen Phantasm 4 yet. Although I'm dreading it because I remember hating that one. But does he ever shoot a sphere with that shotgun? Because if not, that's a shame. I'd love to see him use that shotgun even more so. But they go to this one place. They think they found the girl, but there's this creature. Well, there's a practical effect coming out of the girl's back and fries it. And as they go from town to town, they find them deserted. At the same time, the girl, I think her character's name's Liz. Her grandfather passes away, and then something happens to her grandmother, and she has dealings with this preacher. One of these to know, and the preacher gets with a sphere. Oh yeah, then you have that nice line from the tall man. Angus Scrimm does a great job in these movies. You know, you think when you go to heaven. No. You think when you die, you go to heaven. No. You come to us. He plays it very well, Angus Scrimm. He does a really good job. And the score, once again, it's very well done. Uh, but one thing leads to another. Reggie and James the Ghost pick up like this hitchhiker, and Reggie has a fun theme where it's like, come on, Mike, just lonely on the road. And Mike goes, Reggie, you're thinking with your wrong head. Like their conversation, it's fun back and forth and such. And I think that's part of the reason why this was my favorite. And also the action front element helped too. Uh, Long story short, they they find the girl, they hold up, she gets taken, they go off to save her, and then it's a lot of fun action at the I don't say mortuary again, but not mortuary, mausoleum. For some reason that name always escapes me. What is it, a mortuary? Shit. Then mausoleum. Oh, like instead of once they have like these three spheres, and one of them is a golden sphere. I think they like called it the Rambo sphere. So like the other two can do things like drill, but this golden one can like has a laser that like one that blows up a rat. It goes through walls and like drills through fucking walls. And like there's this asshole who works for the tall man, grabs the girl, and a sphere hits his hand, and the golden sphere's coming at him, and the guy cuts his hand, runs off. But later on, the fucking golden sphere drills into his back, goes up, and then when you reveal him, it's like stuck in his mouth. It's really well done effects with help from a great Nicotero and such. Really well done. And like Reggie has a fun scene, like he has his little chainsaw, and the guy pulls up this gigantic chainsaw, and he's like, oh shit. And like it has a fun fight scene with him. Also, he has these four, I think they call them lurkers, the evil dwarves or lurkers. He gets to use that shotgun. Only one, sadly, but boom, blows a shot out all four of them. That's a lot of fun. That was a fun time. And they fuck up the tall man pretty good. Like Reggie had embalming fluid had put like hydrochloric acid, and like Uh, I love this where in order to open this door, you had to use one of those spheres. Well, James LeGros pulls off and says, "Suck on this." It flies off, hits this tall man right in the fucking head, and then like this thing comes out, and they grab, rip it off, and they put the embalming fluid, and it's hydrochloric acid, so he's burning up. Practical effects. It's not like a gigantic budget. I mean, the budget for this film was fucking $3 million. It wasn't a gigantic budget at all, man. Um, what the hell was I gonna say? So they burn a shab him. He's fucking dead, and Reggie burns up the place, and they think they're all right. But then it pulls another one of those endings where Reggie, the girl that they picked up, the hitchhiker, she pulls something off, and I know there was supposed to be a effect that they didn't use where she morphs into the tall man, but it didn't happen. But if you see it, the girl pulls a little bit of her scalp, and then when you see the tall man, you see that that same markings there. So like Reggie gets, you think I guess you're supposed to think maybe he's dead or knocked out, and the two are like, "It's just a dream, it's just a dream." And he goes, "No, it's not," and they get pulled out the window. I'm like, I'm not a fan of these endings. I really am not. I know they're the staple, but I'm just not a fan of them. I'm sorry, I'm just not. That was my really only big problem with the film, really. Well, I would say one, I would like to have seen Reggie use the shotgun a little bit more, except just once, and then dumps it. Like, shoot some of those spheres, pew, pew, that would have been nice, or at least one of them. I don't think he shot one of the spheres, unless I blacked out. But that would have been nice. There were three spheres. Wait a minute, there was three spheres. How the hell? There's three spheres. Where the fuck did they go? I guess one went into the guy, and then one went into his hand, and then the golden one, maybe? Maybe I'm blacking out, but I don't remember Reggie shooting one with his sphere unless, I blacked out. Someone can tell me and I'll rewatch it. That and the ending, that was the only problem. But other than that, I like James LeGros and Reggie Bannister. Still a nice score. Angus Scrimm still great as a tall man. I think the girl, Paula Irving, I think she did fine in the role. I like the action elements. You had some fun stuff at the end. You had some funny humor thanks to Reggie. Very likable guy. Uh, really entertaining film. Really a solid sequel. Uh, I know A. Michael Baldwin, he was pissed that he didn't get to do Phantasm II. If you listen to commentary on Phantasm III, he's like, he refers to Phantasm II. He's like, the film that should not be named. I'm like, dude, motherfucker, I'm sorry that you didn't get the role, but Cry River. I mean, I understand you got pissed that you didn't get the role, but then from what I understand, you got pissed in Phantasm 3 as well. I mean, I know I'm being rude. I know I'm being mean on the guy and harsh on the guy, but I look at this fandom thing. Like everybody seems down with seems okay with fans except this guy. This guy kind of seems like a sourpuss, even with fans and stuff. I mean, that's what I got from that fandom commentary thing. I'm like, dude, fucking whatever. I'll be honest, I like James LeGros better than A. Michael Baldwin, but I'll get to that in three. I prefer James LeGros, to be honest. I will be perfectly honest on that. But you got a little bit of flamethrower action, you got a little bit of shotgun action, you got more action with the spheres, the balls. Uh, First, the advertising, the ball is back this summer. Although, putting it on July 8th, it's like, wow, this film's doomed. You don't put it July 8th. And what year was it? 1988? What came out summer of 1988? Just wanna, just curious. What came out in the summer of 1988? I mean, Universal. I mean, Brand, you gave it some money, but I don't know why the fuck. See, July 8th. Let's see. Oh, 18th actually, right? Fuck, I already forget. It was July. Was it July? Shit. Sure, fucking July 8th. So what else came out July 8th? I'll look at what came out a week before and then shit too. Let's see. June 17th, you had The Great Outdoors, Red Heat, and Waxwork. June 22nd, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. June 29th, Coming to America. Wow, two big comedies. July 6th, License to Drive and Short Circuit 2. July 8th, Arthur 2. July 13th, The Deadpool. And July 15th, Die Hard. Wow, Die Hard. So, yeah. Huh. Oh yeah, that's the same summer the Blah remake and Young Guns, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. Man, I wish there was that summer. I would love to see those movies. I would love to see the Blob remake and stuff. Hell, I wouldn't mind have seen this in the theater. That would have been fun. But anyway, I don't know what more I can say of Phantasm 2. It's a load of fun. It's definitely my favorite of the Phantasm films. James LeGros, Reggie Bannister were solid and entertaining film. It's well worth a look. So either way, thanks for watching. Take care and stay tuned for my review of Phantasm 3 later.